Okay. Yeah, a lot of respect for, obviously, as I said here in the pregame, a lot of respect for this Rutgers team. Extremely well coached, talented. Obviously, they were without their freshman big, and I hope the young man Jacob Youngs is healthy and feeling better. But heck of a win. We had to be really resilient. We put ourselves in some difficult binds, but again, give Rutgers credit for that. They really made shots. They did not feel us. But at the end of the day, listen, players win games. Our guys responded. Dwayne's big threes gave us some real momentum, cut the lead to where it was manageable. And then at that point, I thought we were better, much better defensively. But obviously, a lot of good things to take from this game. And so a lot of things we're going to need to be doing better going into Northwestern.
All right, we'll open up the questioning with Steve Hellwagon.
Hey, Coach. Kyle scored the first 4 points there in the second half, but then they hit a little spurt, got it back up to, I don't have the exact total in front of me without all my materials here, but 15, 16 points again. I don't know, whatever it was. I think you were down as many as 16 in the second half. Just what does this speak to the resolve of your team? And it seemed like some people that weren't getting much done, Dwayne Washington in the first 25 minutes finally kind of came alive there for you and got you back in this thing.
Yeah, Steve, I think it was, as I mentioned, it was players turned the tide of this game. They made the necessary plays. Again, Dwayne's, I think, bang, bang, bang threes were critical for us. But Kyle, what a night he had. And we needed it. We really needed every moment, every point. Seth's second half minutes were critical, he and Jimmy. I just, I felt really good. But Kyle and Dwayne, you're right. And then obviously we rode EJ quite a bit there.
Going to ask about EJ. Started out, I think, 0 for 4, 0 for 5, and just seemed to be fighting it at the beginning. But when you guys needed him in the second half, down on the block, he just took it to him one time after another. Just, I don't know, your thought about this is the EJ Liddell you were hoping to get that last 25 minutes today. Just what did you see out of him?
I'm not going away from that kid. I am not going away from EJ Liddell. That's for sure. He's a gifted offensive player. Has taken some real strides in other areas, but 0 for 5, 0 for 6, 0 for 8. We're not going away from that kid.
Thank you.
Up next, Adam Jardy.
Chris, the game seemed like there was obviously a physical component to this game. Emotions were pretty high. I wonder if you could tell us what you heard or what happened as far as the technical on their end, and then like Miles Johnson just tweeted about cheating in the game. It just seems like there was a lot of high emotions in this game. How did you perceive all that?
Well, I've long since the season start not paid attention to Twitter, so I have no idea what that's about. I'm not sure exactly what the technical is about. I have no idea. So I really can't speak on either one of those things, Adam. It was a Big Ten game. Got a ton of respect for Rutgers. I thought the game was officiated with a really quality group that probably didn't necessarily in either one's direction get every single call right. And I didn't make every call right from the bench. So it was a great officiating crew. I wouldn't speak to any more of that. It was a typical, as you know, Adam, you've been through enough of this. It was a Big Ten game.
And you said you felt that you were much better defensively after Dwayne hit those couple of threes. Did you feel like some of the issues were you guys, because you were struggling to make shots, were you tying some of that to the defensive end? Did you feel your offense was bleeding over to defense in the first half?
Probably. I think we were frustrated in general, Adam. I think their ability to make shots and their proficiency making shots early, I think, stunned us a little bit. It shouldn't have, but it did. And I didn't think they felt us enough. But again, give them credit. They're a talented group, and Steve does a great job putting them in great spots. So give them credit. We also needed to do things better and harder. But yeah, I do think what it did, Adam, is it just kind of gave us life. And I think it gave us a belief that we could crawl our way back into this thing.
Up next, Bruce Hooley.
Chris, would you say what enables a team to be a good comeback team is more its tangible qualities or its intangible qualities? You have come back from more than 10 down now twice against two pretty good opponents.
I would say that weighs heavily along the lines of intangible qualities. No doubt about it. There is a resolve, a maturity, a commitment to how you want to play. And I thought we stayed really committed to how we wanted to play. And there's a poise that, to be quite honest with you, we didn't necessarily play with at Purdue, but give them credit as well. But I think it weighs heavily. You got to have good players that can finish the game and make plays like they did. We've got really good players that can do that. But our group has shown a resolve and a poise necessary, and it's good to see.
As you're over there sorting through your list of things you can do with subs and combinations and things like that, how do you come to the decision to stick with certain things that aren't working for 30 minutes or 25 minutes, and then other things like, it's probably not sitting Justice the length of time you sat him is probably not something that you thought about pregame, but it's a reaction to something you saw in the game.
Yeah, no, there was nothing specific about his play or anything. It was just kind of a rotation thing. But we stuck with that combination of Seth and Jimmy. Just we felt like they were giving us life there. But listen, at the end of the day, in Big Ten play, late in games, our guys know we're playing our toughest guys. We're playing our toughest guys, and we've got a lot of tough guys. And we've got some guys that got to continue to grow in that area, and they will. But across the board right now, I mean, we've had tremendous contributions from Musa and Justice and in these comeback wins, and Seth now and Jimmy, and I think the combination could look in Zed and Gene. The combination could look different, but at the end of the day, it's kind of that group that's playing the toughest together.
Thank you.
Up next, Patrick Murphy.
Chris, down 10, walk into the locker room. What's in your mind as you get ready to talk to the team?
I thought we were fortunate to get it to 10, to be honest with you. I thought it could have been a little bit worse. But again, give Rutgers credit. Everybody likes to talk when about the poor play and that's what we do as coaches. But sometimes, we are playing an opponent who's pretty good. But I thought we were in some ways fortunate to be down 10. And then I thought we showed good pop there to start the half, and Rutgers did a great job responding and put it to 16. So really unique game. One of the more unique games I've been a part of in terms of the ebb and flow of the game.
And we'll probably continue to ask about Seth for a while here, but just his ability to contribute the way he did. It was a small portion of the game, but an important portion, I think, and probably his biggest contribution we've seen so far. What did you like from him in those minutes?
Thought he played hard. And competed. Defensively, he's got to get better. We had the sub out just because they were attacking off the dribble a little bit. But at will, as he moves and gets in better shape. I thought he really competed, which is what we've seen Seth do, is compete. And he's going to shoot the ball really well, especially when he gets his legs under him. But what he did today is just keep balls alive. He competed on both ends. Thought he did a tremendous job. And again, you're talking about a young man who's been on the scout team and continues to be on the scout team. And will continue to be that until he can shake some rust off. But really happy for him, his first couple points as a Buckeye in a game that we really needed it.
The last two, we'll start with Bill Landis.
Hey, Chris, you guys were, I think, you have a 50% free throw rate 3 out of your last 4 games, and you've done it like 5 or 6 times this year. When you're talking about what teams are made of that are able to come back like the way you guys have a few times, is that part of it, just your ability to get to the line and score in that way, and keep continuing to put pressure on teams in that way, even if you're down a little bit?
Yeah, I do think that has helped us come back in these games. It's stopped and slowed the game down, as you mentioned, and it's brought a physicality, and it's able, we've been able to climb back at the free throw line. Some of those have been some late free throws, but you're right. It's been a strength for this group between Justice and EJ. Those two guys in particular, and Zed in a number of games. Those guys have helped us really get to the line. Kyle's gotten the line a few times. CJ Walker and Dwayne have at the guard spots at times as well. So that's been a critical thing for us as a group. We'll shoot it better. We have to shoot it better. We will. But that's been a really good thing for our group.
And I don't know if there were many players in the country who were playing better than Ron Harper was coming into this, and you guys held him. I don't think he scored in the last 10 minutes. I think he might have missed 5 or 6 shots. Just what did you like about how you guys defended him down the stretch in crunch time?
He's a terrific player. He's a really difficult matchup too, Bill. Really difficult matchup. He's, as you can see, he's athletic, but he's big. He's 6'6", 235 and moves. Good vertical athlete, good strength, and a terrific shooter. So he can deck it. He can score at all 3 levels. He's a mismatch nightmare for sure. But I thought between Dwayne making shots, Kyle playing off of guys, and EJ presenting a real matchup issue for them, we were able to counterbalance that a little bit and finally get some stops. I thought Moose's play on him and awareness was as critical as anything throughout the game. He continues to do a really good job on the opposition's bigger wings.
Final question goes to Colin Hassel.
I know we might have seen, somewhat of the answer today, but, from a mental aspect, when you need to go to EJ Liddell late in games and have him get these critical buckets, has he always been mentally that kind of guy who you can go to, or was there a point at some point in the offseason or early this year where, you feel like you can trust him in those big moments?
Well, I think we realized towards, in the offseason that when you look at our team, that he was going to be a focal point for us on the offensive end. He had a good offseason. He had a good summer, despite all that was going on. But I think for us to have a good year, Colin, it'll be different guys at different moments that step up. But he's going to be a guy that he's just really gifted. He's really gifted in different spots along the floor in terms of presenting matchup issues. And he's a willing passer. He's an unselfish kid. But yeah, I think we've kind of built how we want to play. Certainly when we play through the interior with him at the forefront of our minds, and he's really embraced it. We've had a lot of confidence in him. What he's doing too is, what happens when you're a freshman. Sometimes you think a lot, and the game is fast for you, and you're thinking about what the coaches expect of me and what can I do here, and you're dealing with length and size, and because he's older and a sophomore, and he played a lot last year, he's thinking less, reacting more, and he's a really good player.
Thank you very much.